Live from the Fox Sports 1380 studio.
12 seconds left, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Holyfield, exclamation point! Good night, NYC! He drains the three, 70-55 Red Raiders with 5-4, layup, good. 3.1 seconds left. Inbounds Davide Moretti, and that is it. Number one has been knocked off its perch. Winner, winner, Cardinal dinner. Texas Tech has defeated number one Louisville and defeated a first-ranked team for the first time ever tonight, 70-57.
It's The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton on Fox Sports 1380.
It is The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton right here on Fox Sports 1380. Well, thank all y'all tuning in right now. Whether you're doing it on the Facebook stream, whether you're doing it in your car, listening to us on Fox Sports 1380 or on the iHeartRadio app. Thank you all so much for joining me. I got my dude Joseph Garber hanging out in the studio as we wait for Mark, who has one of his 19 finals still due. How many essays has he done? Because he had like essays last week, and now he has essays this week. He's going to come in after the first break, so I've got to get this like question answered, because right now it seems like he's got at least 8 finals due.
Yeah, maybe he won't graduate after all.
He better. I have an announcement that I'm going to make. I'm going to wait for Mark to get here. Whenever he does, we're going to make a big show announcement, a place that we're going to invite all of our listeners to come join us as we celebrate something for Mark if he's actually going to graduate. You bring up a good point. Now you got me thinking about it, man.
Yeah, he's really cramming right now. It's like really sad.
And you were like a good student, right? Did you ever have these days where you crammed, or were you always on top of it?
I was usually on top of it. Mark's definitely not. Mark's rushing.
See, I was the worst type of student because I put zero weight on homework. Homework was always like the dumbest thing to me, because whenever you look at the syllabus, it's like 10% of your grade. I'll take a 90. I don't have to have a 4.0. I don't have to have like a 3.8 or any of that nonsense. I just do the tests. And whenever I pass the test, like I feel good about myself. I ultimately pass, and that's, a good thing for your boy. I would not stress this bad about a final, man.
Yeah, I mean, unless you need to, which means something's wrong.
Exactly. Oh, man. Oh, he better graduate.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, then I'm going to look like a jerk, man.
Yeah, it's all right.
I went to his graduation party. Like, a lot of pressure's on Mark.
He threw a graduation party before he got his diploma.
I know, man. That's that's putting the cart ahead of the horse. That could be a bad omen for our guy. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about today. You heard in the show intro, we had that courtesy of the Texas Tech Learfield Network. You heard that game here on Fox Sports 1380, at least most of it. Every now and then, we like to dump out of things early and not give you the last 2 minutes of the game, so you probably didn't get to hear that call. But that is the final call of the game as it happened yesterday. Texas Tech defeating number one ranked Louisville. The fourth time this year the number one ranked team in the country has lost. And Jennifer Gonzalez saying, oh, is that a Texas Tech jersey? Was trying to figure out what it was. That is, as a matter of fact, a Texas Tech jersey. This is a beautiful Texas Tech jersey. I'm ragging on people because, Joseph, you know me. I'm the arbiter of everything that's terrible with UTEP. Yeah. And anytime anything I like does something decent, I get added at by a bunch of UTEP stans who just decide that their favorite thing on earth is trying to get at me and let me know how terrible everything I like is. Yeah. Case in point was yesterday. Texas Tech defeats number one ranked Louisville, and I get these mentions of, oh, yeah? But UTEP beat them in an exhibition game in September. Dude, nobody cares. It was an exhibition game. And I hate to be the dude to do this and burst the bubble of all these people that want to go around talking about how important this exhibition game was and just how great this was for UTEP as a whole and what this is going to do for the program. What was Texas Tech supposed to do? They came here to raise money for a mass shooting. They're not going to come in here and win. How terrible does that look for them? Like, you're doing this, and you beat up on UTEP.
They just beat the hell out of you.
Yeah. Like, what does that do for you, man? It's a lose-lose situation. You have to lose this game, or if you win, you're automatically the worst people of all time. And that's really what it is. So if you're going to take stock in this exhibition game, first off, congrats, I guess. You put stock in the preseason. You must be happy with the preseason, all that good stuff. The things that don't matter is what you're happiest with. But Texas Tech is good. Texas Tech is now 6-4. They advanced in the Jimmy V Classic. I got some thoughts on the Jimmy V Classic that I'm going to let you all know about a little bit later on today. Whenever I worked up at the mothership, it was one of the one of the best things I got to be a part of. You get to see a lot of stuff that ESPN does up there as well. But getting back over to Texas Tech and UTEP and all that stuff, it got me thinking about people and like fans and how fans can be about stuff. And it makes me understand Josep's angle of this, where he doesn't like sports because of fans, right? Like that's basically the reason why you're not a big sports dude, is because fans are annoying.
Yeah, they're probably some of the worst people on the planet, sports fans. Because they always want to fight each other, and they fight you for not liking their team, and they're always constantly judging you for not agreeing with them about nonsense.
It's the worst. Like, sports fans are the worst, and I can understand why people don't like them. I myself, like, there's days where I don't like myself. Like, I'll get upset about the Dallas Cowboys. I have no impact on this. I'm not on the field. I don't get paid for them. I don't do any of this nonsense. And like, I'll dial it back a little bit and realize I'm not as dumb or as important as I like to think I am. But whenever a team wins, why does there always have to be this guy that goes out there and says, oh, yeah, but you know what? We beat them. Who cares? Like these people a couple of years ago that were happy because the Philadelphia Eagles won in the Super Bowl because the Dallas Cowboys beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Who cares? They didn't win the championship. That's really what it comes down to, is winning the championship. Texas Tech made it all the way to the national championship game last year. They lost. You don't see me saying, oh, but at least they made it to the championship game. Yeah. It's the dumbest damn thing in the world. And then to go around and say, oh, okay, well, we beat them in an exhibition game. Cool, congrats. It was a game that raised money for El Paso. That's really the thing that we should care about, is that game raised money for the city of El Paso following a terrible tragedy. Instead, here we are, these idiots talking about, oh, yeah, well, we beat Texas Tech. That means we could have beat the number one team in the country as well. No. UTEP, you're having a great basketball season. I said it before. I'll say it again. UTEP's basketball team is the best team that they have at UTEP, basically. The football team should be disbanded right now.
I don't know. The debate team's pretty good.
Have you been to some of the debates?
No, actually. But.
I had to do a class whenever I was going over there. And the extra credit was to go like witness this guy, because it was like one of these speech courses, and the guy was like the instructor.
This guy? That was the
yeah.
That's what you had to do.
I had to. He was like the debate coach or whatever. I don't even know if they have coaches for talking. Is there a coach for talking? Because I need that.
Yeah, there should be a debate coach. But it's usually like some guy with like, his wife left him years ago and he hasn't talked to his kids in 10 years.
I wonder if that's the case. I'm going to have to get him. I'm not going to say his name. I was about to say his name. I'm going to have to like get in contact with him and be like, hey, is this why you became a debate coach? Well, I was in his course, and he made me basically for extra credit, come check us out, blah, 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 right? I go, and this is the first time I've ever been to a debate, and debates are like the dumbest thing. I can't even remember what the hell they were debating, but I remember like there were people in the crowd like, hear, hear. I kept thinking to myself, like, is this the 1700s? Like, have you ever attended a debate?
Yeah, I used to be on the debate team at Coronado, and like everybody talks in like, what is it, like 17th century, like you said, Shakespearean English? It's like they're just constantly reading the Book of Mormon to you.
What were some of the things that you debated?
Oh, random topics. It's always like very snobby stuff about America and trying to figure out ways to fix its overstretching problem during war and the economy and healthcare and the crisis here and there. And nobody really cares. It's just a bunch of kids running around trying to put together a resume for when they go to UTEP.
Would you have joined the like UTEP debate team?
No.
Why not?
I didn't. There's no way they're good at what they do, and like why? Why do all that extra work? And
because you strike me as a guy that would just do it to argue with somebody.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought about it because I had a friend that ended up matriculating into that school, and he ended up being like a captain on the team. But I was like, you know what? No, I'm done with that nonsense.
Like, I'm done with that chapter in my life. I've moved
being
on.
A loser.
And then you decided to go to medical school and made the dumb mistake of doing this.
Yeah.
I think I drive that point home more than anyone else. You're too damn smart to be doing this, Joseph. Sometimes.
Time will tell. But you're probably right.
I mean, you're good. Don't get me wrong. Whenever you actually get the opportunities to get on air, you're good. Those opportunities need to come more, in my own personal opinion, and not just on a sports show because you're way out of your element on this one. Yeah. But you're good. Like your stuff is good. I enjoy our conversations that we have. Once again, you're tuned to the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton right here, Fox Sports 1380. You just whimper away.
Just disappear.
We got an announcement that we're going to make here on the show. We're going to be inviting all of our listeners to come join us on a certain establishment on the west side of town. You can come join us, and I'll get some more details on that just a little bit later as well. Dennis Joyner is saying UTEP basketball is making the dance. I think so. You know, I said this at the beginning of the year, and I think you were even here on the show whenever it came up. I think UTEP basketball is really good. I thought they were going to be a 20-win team. From what I'm seeing from them right now, they could be like a 25-win team, and, 5 wins doesn't seem like a great big deal in the pantheon of sports. But whenever you only play 35, you only lose 10 games, that's pretty good. I didn't think that they were going to be able to make the dance this year, the NCAA tournament, the big 68-team invitation, which, by the way, if you're the 68th team, why even show up? You know you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
But I think UTEP can make it because what I've seen from them is a lot different than what I've seen from the football team. This team has actually made strides forward. They won a total of 7 games last year. They've already won 6. They're 6-1 on the season. UTEP women's basketball team is really good too. Coach Kevin Baker doing a great job over there with them as well. But I think UTEP basketball's team is like the diamond in the rough. UTEP women's basketball team, the diamond in the rough. Because all that, just perennial losing that we get from the football team and that just bad taste in your mouth, it seems like it gets to get washed away a little bit because UTEP basketball team is actually pretty damn good. But it's, time is going to tell. Can they stay healthy? Is this team going to keep on gelling the way that we want them to gel? Is this team going to keep on getting better and better and better? And only, like I said, only time will really tell if that's going to happen for UTEP. I think it does. Coach Rodney Terry is doing a fantastic job over there with UTEP basketball, at least. Football's got to get on the upswing. Like your money for your university as far as athletics goes gets funded from your football team. If UTEP football was just decent, like 6-6, and made a bowl game, that would make so much of a difference for the university as a whole because of the amount of money that you get for just participating in these bowl games. Like the payout for the Sun Bowl is one of the it doesn't get the love and respect that it deserves, even though it's one of the most historic games that there is, because they keep the payout so low. The Sun Bowl pays $2 million to the winner. I think it's like $1.5 million to the other team just for participating.
So that's low, you're telling me?
That is low.
So what's like a typical sum for like something that wouldn't be considered low?
Like 3 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is a big difference for what that can do for your program, the other stuff that you have to go about. If UTEP made one bowl game, they'd be able to afford their damn van that they want.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. A van. Really, a van. That's what's going to get your donors to donate to you, a van. It's the dumbest damn thing. I almost dropped the F-bomb right there.
It's all right.
I had to realize we don't have a dump button. Like, you can turn it on. It doesn't work.
Yeah, we don't need a dump button.
No, we don't need a dump. We're over the airwaves of AM radio, where the laws don't apply to us and on the internet. Flying by the seat of our pants. But UTEP, going back to UTEP and basketball and all that stuff, I think UTEP's basketball team is going to be better than what I thought they were. And what I thought they were was going to be a 20-win team. I remember going out over to the Don Haskins Center and talking to John Teicher about it, who was the voice of the UTEP athletics, and he said, "Oh man, you're going out on a stretch there." Well, now it seems like I'm not. Like now it seems like I was disrespecting them because this is a good team. In order for them to only get 20 wins now, they need to win 14 games out of the remaining 30 they have. Like they just have to be decent. A 500 team to get to the 30 or to get to the 20-win threshold, and they can do it. Conference USA isn't good. Conference USA is terrible. I was sitting in here talking with who the hell did we have in here? Coach Julio Lopez. He was here. Oh, wow, that's mean. I said, who the hell did we have in here on Monday? I invited him in, and I forgot who the hell I had. Coach Julio Lopez. He used to play for UTEP. And we're talking about what Conference USA used to be. It used to have the SMUs. It used to have Cincinnati. It used to have Memphis. It used to have actually really good teams.
Right.
And UTEP was competitive in that area. Now they're not. With worse teams around them, now they're not. And I think it's because UTEP plays down to the talent that's around them. But I don't think Coach Terry's going to allow them to do that. I think UTEP basketball, at least, is going to be a lot better this year. And hopefully they do make the NCAA tournament. I don't want to jinx it and say that they are going to make it. I hope that they do, because it would be a good thing for UTEP as a whole, because everyone gets tired of losing. That's why you quit the debate team. Got tired of losing.
That's exactly it. I wasn't very good at all. I thought I was, but I wasn't.
How do you score debate teams?
Yeah, it's very arbitrary. It's usually some schmuck who's sitting there with no legitimate reason for why you should win, other than these guys look better for whatever reason and sounded better and more aggressive, or maybe the girls that were competing against you were hot enough that they got the judges' vote. And again, it's usually, these are usually very sad people.
Hear. What happens if you don't, if you disagree? What's the thing you say if you disagree with them?
What do you mean?
Like, boo.
I don't know. You just I don't know what you're talking about. What are you saying? You disagree?
Well, the here is obviously you agree with the point that they're making.
Okay, they don't actually talk like that.
They did. Whenever I went to this thing, it was in the library, and it was on the bottom floor. They were like, if you agree with the point and you're in the crowd, you can either clap or snap like this, or you could say here because you agree with the point that they're making. And then they said something about disagreeing with them, and I can't remember what it was to disagree because all I wanted to do was boo the entire time because I felt like I was wasting my damn day here at this damn debate thing.
Was everyone also dressed up like George Washington?
They should have been.
That's what it sounds like you were at.
Oh,
Some
my
sort
God.
of tea party fest.
One of the things that they were doing was debating the lyrics of a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like normal.
I'm in my 30s, man. I shouldn't be doing why the hell am I here? I was outside of the professors. I was the oldest person there. I felt so out of my element.
It was just the two of you.
No,
there
was it was like almost my entire class because he's like it's extra credit, and I was trying to be a nerd and like, hey, I want to keep it 4.0.
Can you imagine if like the producer told you so Tip calls you still you're still known as Tip back then. So Tip, like I have this extra credit assignment for you. So meet me at the bottom floor of the library. Yeah, after 2 a.m. And you just get down there and there's like a massage table and it's just the two of you.
I mean, depending on how much alcohol is consumed, I might be about it.
Yeah.
You telling me you wouldn't be about it?
No, whatever.
What if it was Mark? Mark giving you a massage?
No, I don't want a massage from anyone, much less Mark.
You don't get massages?
Mark. No, I don't get massages. I haven't gotten one yet in my life, I don't think.
Oh, we're going to have to dive into this coming up.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break right here on the Tipping Point with Mike Tipping on Fox Sports 1380. Whenever we come back, we're talking about Josep and massages.
Hey, when I give these keys, homeboy, don't move my car, man.
Live from the Fox Sports 1380 studio, it's The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton.
It is The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton right here on Fox Sports 1380. Joseph Garber running the board for us. Never got a massage. We're going to dive into that coming up here in a little bit. Marquis Mixx finally decided to join us for the first time in what feels like ages.
Yeah, man. Finals week and graduation has been crazy these past couple weeks.
Our finals done, though.
Finals, I turned in my final assignment today.
I feel like you're going to have a final next week, too. You're going to be like, yeah, Tuesday and Thursday next week, I got a final as well.
Well, wait, didn't you just graduate? Yeah, about that. No, today, about 2:30 was the time that I turned in my final assignment. I sent Joseph the copy that he asked for, by the way. So
you did?
Yeah, so he could read it.
Joseph, you used to be a TA. What grade would you give that from what you read so far?
Honestly, I only read the first sentence, and so I would have given it an A.
That's exactly what TAs do, right?
That's what I used to do. I would just be like, whatever, I like you, so here's 100.
He's
I'm not kidding either. I would do that.
He's that one TA that everyone loved. There's always that one TA that everyone hates. Oh, my goodness.
I was definitely loved.
Really?
No, I would give reviews, and hundreds of students would show up. I was like Moses. Parting water. I'm not kidding. I loved it.
I could see it. Parting the Red Sea. All of that, yeah.
I'm sure we've all had that one TA who was who really took their job, I guess. Would you call it a job, Joseph?
Yes, I would call it a
real
job.
serious, and they would really criticize whatever you had to say when it came to discussions or papers or anything. I had a couple of at MSU, and I was like, dude, you're not even the real teacher. What the hell? I had a couple of those.
I had a history course that was basically taught by the TA.
Yeah.
That's usually how all of them are.
And it's like an introductory history course. You're the professor. Get your ass over to the damn thing and teach. I don't want to hear from this guy. Yeah. Who the hell's this guy? He graduated a week before I did. Why the hell am I going to listen to what the hell he has to say?
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I'm also an a-hole.
I'm just some guy working in radio.
Yeah, I'm just some effing guy. That's basically all I am. Have you ever gotten a massage before?
I've had a few.
A professional massage.
Yeah,
None of these. I went over to the that place out on Montana with a couple massages and all that.
Robert Kraft style or what?
Yeah, there you go.
No, I'm not Robert Kraft. I'll tell you that much.
No rub and tug Bobby going over here.
They're shut down a week later for giving too many happy endings.
Mark single tear out of his eye when he reads it is shut down.
Oh man,
I hate that. I mean, I've heard stories about people getting massages and then they read in the paper that place is shut down and they're like, wow, I just didn't know I could have gotten that there.
How sad. Can you imagine if you're that guy?
Yeah.
Like the only one who didn't get offered it?
The only one who didn't get offered. I'd be so insulted.
Wow, which one would you rather be? Like the guy gets caught or the guy who didn't get offered at all?
I'd be the guy who gets caught, man. Like Robert Kraft style. That guy got caught with style, man. How old is Bob Kraft?
He's like 76.
Like 76?
Yeah.
Imagine that, being a billionaire and, getting caught doing that stuff.
But like if you're a billionaire, wouldn't you go to like a more high-end place? Like this is a $75 rub and tug. Well, I guess that's how you keep your money.
Maybe he has a thing for Asians. It was an Asian massage place.
That is cheating, right? If you get a little something extra from a massage therapist.
Well, his wife passed
Not a
away.
therapist, but a masseuse.
But that's the thing. Like his wife passed away. Like to me, I had no problem with it. I just
Because
thought
of
it
the
was funny.
massage? Wait, what are you talking about?
Well, he doesn't know about Bob Kraft. That's why I tell him.
don't.
So Bob Kraft is the owner of the New England Patriots.
Oh, he's also the owner of Kraft Cheese.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See, why not just say that? Why?
Because
Anyway, go ahead.
because it's a sports show and we have to have sports
Oh,
in one
that's
segment.
why.
So there we
Yeah.
go. We mentioned the Patriots getting caught cheating again.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
I mean, the owner's getting rub and tugs. This is like the fourth time that they've
Caught
been.
cheating again on his wife.
Well, his wife is dead. Like, you can't cheat on someone who's dead.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I didn't have a problem with it. I was like, dude, he's 76 years old. If he wants to go pay to get his rocks off, go do it, dude.
Yeah,
At 76 years old, right?
I'm more impressed that he was able to actually get it working.
dude.
Yeah,
Stephen, You
exactly.
know who was like notorious for frequenting strip clubs? Stephen Hawking.
Really?
Really? I did not know
Look
that.
it up. Like he was notorious for wherever he lived, frequenting those kinds of establishments.
You need to take him to Escape with us the next time we go to Escape.
Like, yes, I'd love the VIP.
Man, that was a perfect impersonation right
Yeah,
there.
that's almost spot on.
yeah.
he does a good Marquis Mixx and a great Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, exactly.
That's quite a spectrum.
No, they're both very, very prestigious scholars. From what I was able to read in the one sentence that Mark sent you on that. How come you didn't send it to me?
I'd say it's Stephen Hawking, then Joseph up here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Joseph
maybe-
above Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, bro, come on. He's Joseph Garber.
I bet Stephen Hawking was never a TA at UTEP, so yeah.
No, he never
I agree with
he was
that.
too smart.
He's way too smart.
Stephen Hawking never did radio either. So
True.
there, you got that over Stephen Hawking.
Watch out. But yeah, the massage. Yeah, I've gotten a couple. From what I can remember, yeah, that's all. That's pretty much all I can remember.
From what I could remember. So
Yeah.
you did go to the nefarious places.
No, not
No.
really.
Have you ever been to the ones like in the mall, like the little chair at the mall?
No.
Like right there in front of everybody?
Oh, those
No, that would be
scam
so awkward.
places Where there's like a big picture of a foot, and they tell you like everything in your body's associated with like your heel. And
Yeah,
your toe,
those
and, like,
exactly.
rub this area, and your pancreatic cancer will disappear. Like that's basically
Yeah.
what they sell you.
I would be so uncomfortable getting a massage from those places.
front of everybody,
In front of
right?
everyone,
Yeah.
yeah. I wouldn't like that.
So why don't you get a massage? Like, why
I don't know,
haven't
I
you?
just don't want to be touched by anybody,
Not even like a
especially
female
some dirty
companion?
foreigner. No, I'm kidding.
Not even like a female companion?
Wow,
or
it's
anything like
just,
that?
I don't know. I feel uncomfortable. I don't need to be touched. Is it that unbelievable that somebody doesn't want to be touched by a stranger?
No.
Not really.
Because I'm the same way. Like there's people in my family I haven't hugged because I don't like touching people.
Yeah.
But like I like getting massages because it makes it loosens up the tension and all that. I think you can benefit from a massage, and then you get
Dude,
the
I
rub and
still
tug at the end.
I'm 29 years old. I still haven't told my mother that I love her. All right? I'm not getting a massage anytime soon because I'm not even sure if I do.
Maybe that'll loosen you up more, Joseph.
He'll tell I love
Yeah.
you to the massage therapist and not his
Right?
mother. I mean, I was 21. The only time my parents told me they loved me.
Really?
Yeah. So there you go. There's that.
Yeah, it's a while.
I think it's because like I don't remember where the hell I was going, but like I was leaving somewhere. Like, oh, we love you, and I was like so scared. I was like, same.
Excuse me. What
I
does that mean?
I turn around like, am I dying? Like, did you guys find something out
It's
that I
not
didn't
coming
know?
back.
High five.
Right back at you there, Dad, Mom.
Yeah, I think like I hugged my parents like a total of like 3 times my entire life.
Really?
Yeah, my dad's 89. I think I've hugged him
Man.
twice.
So what in the world made me hug you that first time that we hung out at Escape? Lots and lots of alcohol, huh?
Yeah, alcohol. I gave you a hug right here. You've already got more hugs than my father's.
Yeah, man, I
look
was
at
about
you.
to say that. Yeah, watch out.
I could tell Joseph doesn't like being touched either because like he'll try to give him like a little bit of love, a little bit of dap or something. He's got like this weird like like that.
Yeah,
Like
he's forced to do it.
So after you shake hands with me or anything like with anybody, do you have like Purell on you? No,
What are you talking about?
Like, do you sanitize your hands afterwards because you don't like being touched by people?
I mean, it depends on the person. I wouldn't do it after you.
Who in this building would you?
Don't say it. Don't say it. I know who you're going to say.
No, I don't. Who am I going to say? What
I would
do
say
you think I'm gonna
Rivera.
say?
You don't know where those hands have been.
True.
If he's listening, then not him.
But off the air.
don't know, like, because I used to be the same way. Like, there's people, like, whenever we go out to remotes, I'm gonna sound like a jerk right now, but whenever we go out to remotes and stuff, and like people want to like shake your hand and like come up and like touch you and like all sorts of stuff like that, I'm kind of like, I always do the dap.
Also, like nowadays, everyone has like a stupid handshake, you know, because there's still that like lingering thing where they like slap the hand and then make a fist and pound it. Like it's kind of going away, but it's still there. And you meet a guy every once in a while who still does that.
As much as I love Rivera, he's that guy.
That awkward handshake guy.
Yes,
Okay.
and like he still does like the boom and explosion thing, but he does it like real awkward. Like he did it with me today.
Throws
You
glitter in
serious?
there.
He's like boom, and then he just does like it was awkward because it was like it was almost robotic. It was like bing, and then bink, and then
And then it's annoying because like I don't know what your handshake is because I don't know who you are, and then I look like the dumbass because I didn't shake your hand and I did that, or I did the reverse, and then all of a sudden I'm the one that's judged.
I like doing the dead fish.
What's the dead fish?
Like like whenever you're gonna go shake somebody's hand, like if I'm gonna shake Mark's hand right here, instead of going in, real hard and like actual, strength like that, I'll just do like the 19 or like the 18th century French woman.
Right.
Like, give me a kiss on my hand.
Yes, kiss my wrist,
Yeah,
please.
kiss my wrist, please. Back in the day. Yeah, that's so true. Anytime you meet someone like that, it's real weird, Here in El Paso, we call it the El Chuco handshake. That's what I guess that's the one that Joseph is referring to. The one that's just simple like that one.
I didn't realize that was just strictly an El Paso handshake.
Well, that's what people say because if you do go out of town, you'll realize that a lot of people don't really do that.
Can you
It's
imagine
really
how
weird.
stupid you would look like in a place where they just never heard of that?
Exactly.
Do you know how many places I've lived?
A lot of places.
And do you know how many times I've done that same handshake with random people that are not from El Paso? It ain't an El Paso-centric thing, man.
Oh, no?
I
Okay.
hate to be the one to break
wish
that
it
to you.
was.
You wish it was that was the one thing that El Paso held strong to was
Yeah, because then I
this
could
is our
drive to Las
handshake.
Cruces and never deal with it again.
This guy.
Anyway.
I like him though.
Yeah,
He should have his own show.
Yeah, he should, man.
I was advocating for it. I think he should be on like Power 102, like midnight to 2.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Just
yeah.
open up the phone lines, let this dude talk. You get all the drunk people on the C shift going at it.
Just get him pissed off. There's nothing better than a pissed off drunk person. If Joseph can piss off a drunk person,
every Cowboys game.
pretty much undisputed, right?
Yeah.
Having him, do the 12 to 2 or even like 12 to 4, maybe have his own like overnight shift. You could really like draw an audience, and everyone will come in here and just say like, "Nah, screw you, Joseph, and you don't know what you're talking about."
That'll be it, really? Like,
You
dude,
wouldn't
you'll have
like-
a
you
show
wouldn't
and
like
everybody will
that.
say screw you and it's gonna be awesome.
You would,
Wow, Mark, that's some business plan.
you wouldn't like that.
No, I mean, yeah, sure, I guess, in a weird, convoluted way.
Destiny's saying the Chuco handshake is for those who don't like to touch hands, and also people either squeeze the hell out of your hand or they give you the dead fish handshake. I hate the guy that tries to squeeze too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to, like, show you, like, who
Yeah.
he is.
Like, oh, dude, I got mad gains at the gym this week. Check this out.
Like
Or
one of
just
his
that
uncles,
guy.
Yeah, one of his uncles once told him when he was a kid, you need to be a man and have a man's handshake.
Strong, firm
wanna be-
handshake. It shows the person, or shows that other person who's like the alpha in the room. Yeah, I know exactly what you're
Because
talking
that
about.
proves it, right? A strong
A
handshake.
strong handshake.
Yeah, that guy. It's always the worst. Who's that? Like, I don't know who that guy is in the building. I don't think anyone here has that. Is it me?
When someone squeezes the hell out of my hand like that, I just assume they're an idiot. I just assume this is a stupid person touching me and not letting go.
I'm trying to think if we've had any like old salespeople who used to be like that, like just with like that big ego who just have that philosophy about the handshake.
Because like nobody here really like squeezes the hell out of your hand whenever you
No.
shake hands.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna assume it's me because I'm the one who had to like raise the question.
I guess,
I
yeah,
don't think
maybe.
so.
Because to me, like, I'm conscious about that. Like, I'm very conscious about how to like shake hands with people. Like, I'm not one of those guys that like holds on and like does the masturbatory motion, shaking hands. Like, I do a shake and I go.
I
It's like
like
whenever
how
you're in the bathroom, 1 shake, 2 shake, you're good.
after 2 you're playing with yourself.
I should have seen that one coming.
Destiny is saying that Joseph is right as far as I'm guessing the handshakes go. I don't like touching people. That's the moral of the story. But like I used to walk around with like Purell.
Yeah, you know what else I hate? Being at remotes, and any radio people out there listening, you guys especially, that person who comes and grabs like two or 3 slices of pizza and then goes like this to you afterwards, and you're like,
So gross.
nah, I'm good, man. I do that with you. I go, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, you give him a little bit of that.
Just
Yeah.
Very little, minimal though, just like that. You're like, hey,
Just like a slight dap,
yeah,
like a
I
little
can't.
touch.
Yeah, man, those are just like.
Were you able to write a
insane.
sports update for us today?
Not today, man. I was busy doing my philosophy, my philosophy essay.
Philosophy essay on Freud.
Sigmund Freud. That's exactly.
Take us through this.
the
Since you don't have a sports update for us, we can't talk about sports.
Well, I mean,
You-
I
you
don't
were
have
able-
it with me.
Well, this is a final
let me-
paper
let
that
me
you
ask
had to have
you-
been working on for weeks.
Let me ask you a
Not
question.
weeks, a week.
Sigmund Freud was a what?
He was a psychologist, man.
So was he a doctor?
He was a psychologist. He was a doctor.
He was a psychiatrist, right?
Psychologist, No, he was a psychologist. He wasn't a
Oh, he
psychiatrist.
was a psychiatrist, all right.
The doctor is
I
psychiatrist.
Okay, well,
know nothing
anyways.
about this.
I'm not a psychology major.
Did
but
you
You just write an
anyways.
essay about this guy?
Yes.
Down to a B, right?
It's like, I'm not in major, though. You just finished writing this guy's copy-pasting it from Wikipedia and turning it in.
Hey, man, Spark Notes, right? That's exactly what we've all used in college
Yeah.
at least once.
Is there anything worse than that guy? Like, I had a course where we had to do like a whole bunch of writing and all this stuff. And this one guy's like, oh, dude, I'm an amazing writer and this and that. He turns in like his portion of this group essay that we had to do. There's like 15 pages. And it's like 3 pages of like Wikipedia.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
And the only reason I knew is because at the bottom of what he submitted to us had like copyright Wikipedia 2000 whatever.
But he had a strong handshake, though.
Oh, he was a boxer.
But he had a strong handshake.
Really strong handshake. It was a strong, it crushed my hand into just powder and dust.
I did have this one guy in that philosophy class, the one that I did my paper for. Every Monday he would come up to us, or he would sit next to me and this other guy. I think he was like a track star, a track runner or whatever. And he would just sit down right in between us and he would be like, so did you guys do the readings this weekend? And both of us say no. And he'd be like, oh, man, you guys are really missing out, man. We're just looking at him like,
Have you ever
very
been,
cringy.
Have you ever been excited, Joseph, about reading anything that a course has brought to you?
Yeah, sort of. It's going to sound nerdy, but yeah.
Okay, what was
Trust
it?
me, you don't want the explanation.
I do.
Joseph,
Just stuff about like biochemistry. Nobody listening is going to know anything about what I'm talking about, but it's interesting
You
stuff.
don't know.
how
We
your
we
body
reach a
works.
wide variety of people, from the classiest idiot at the bus stop to the dumbest idiot at the bus stop.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of information that you learn about. Like, we eat a lot of things, right? We
Mm-hmm.
shovel a lot of crap into our faces, especially as Americans. Like,
Especially me.
We can't even keep track of what we eat half the time, other than like water,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. Not even that actually. We're it's just this like constant blur.
And this delicious Dr. Pepper Darkberry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nice little segue. Jesus, the cheap little plug there.
I like how you added we as Americans. That's so true, man. When you
Or in
think
the
about
West,
it.
I should say. But anyway, like you learn things about like despite all the crap we shovel into our faces and then blow out of our, whatever, like it's all broken down into the same building blocks and can only be used in so many ways. And you learn it's not as intricate as you think. But it's a whole thing.
So you were like really excited to read about that.
It was exciting learning. I realized it was exciting. I'll put it that way.
Joseph was that guy. Did you guys do the readings this weekend? No. Oh man, you guys are missing.
Yeah,
I was
riveting.
the good kid in class. Remember, I was like the star of the class in like 5th grade because I could read.
He was Moses.
Remember when the teacher would call on you and they'd be like, you could like read that paragraph and like you'd read it, and then there was like the kid they'd call next and you'd be like, the cat was, and then like they just don't call on him anymore. 'cause it's not
Why'd you
worth
read
it.
that in Mark voice? Like that's
I
the
know,
same
man.
impersonation you do for
That,
Mark.
Dude,
that
was-
sounds
yeah.
exactly like 3rd grade me.
Yeah.
That sounds like
Sounds like
graduating
him
you.
now, yeah.
Sigmund
Freud was a psychologist. The psychologist analyzes psycho problems.
I really hope my teacher's not listening to this right now.
I would
she
hope
is.
your
Is it
teacher
a
isn't
she or
listening
he?
to this.
She.
Okay, good.
She's more than likely not.
Little
Yeah.
sexist there. I just assume
un-
your teacher's a she.
Yeah.
What's his name? It's a she.
I mean, she might be listening just for the smooth sounds of Mike Tipton.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
I sound like an ass. I got like excited over like a history thing because I love history. Like I'm this idiot who like loves history, but I don't mind demolishing it. That's like my whole thing when I do it on Gito. Just get rid of the damn thing. It's an eyesore, right? I love history.
It's up here.
Yeah.
Right?
You remember it. Put a nice little plaque, clean it up every once in a while, and there you go.
I don't really think that qualifies as history.
Do it on Gito?
Like,
No, I agree with you.
Like I get that there's personal history there, and that should, be debated and whatnot if it's important to someone for whatever reason. but-
Legend has it that this one place had the stash house for Pancho Villa. and a prostitution ring.
Yeah.
El Paso history at its finest.
Wow. Let's go ahead and just keep those buildings up forever.
But this thing that I got excited about was like a Sam Houston thing, like just like a little book about Sam Houston. I read like the whole thing in one night. And I was like, wow, that was really awesome. And I was like expecting the next book to be good too, and it was god awful.
Okay.
I can't even remember what the hell it was about. Like I didn't read it. Because like I told Joseph, I was that student. Anything in class, like I would do. If it was homework, like it was stuff that I had to do like on my own, I'm not going to do it because you don't put enough weight on it. Like professors out there listening right now, which I hope you're not, because if you are, then you need to be fired. Those of you that are out there listening right now, why even give out homework if it's only 10% of the grade?
Exactly. I hate
Like who
that.
the hell cares?
No,
I hate that.
homework's important. I don't mean to be the nerdy guy, but homework's important.
The homework is not important.
Homework
and
is
you
not
know it.
important.
Homework couldn't be more important. I'll put it that way.
Okay, well tell me this: how did I pass just taking tests and never doing homework? Because I am a
Because,
damn
like you said,
genius.
it's worth 10%.
Exactly.
There's 90 other percent.
Exactly.
Because they also know there's a bunch of schmucks out there who are not going to do it. Even
Like
though it
us.
benefits
Like
them.
me and you.
Like me and you, and then
Yeah.
Joseph's the one guy turning it in. There's one guy in the entire class turning in the homework, and that was Joseph.
So Mark's running in during half the show's already done, and he's like, "Oh, I'm here. I was turning in my essay late."
I bet you anything Joseph was that guy like, oh, excuse me, Professor, you're going to pick up our homework from last night when he
No, I
clearly
definitely wasn't
forgot
that
about
bad.
it.
I definitely wasn't that annoying hall monitor of a student. Trust me, I enjoyed just as much as when they'd forget to pick it up.
Oh, are you going to pick up the
Remember-
homework that we did
Dude,
last night?
So would you rather be the line leader or the hall monitor?
What's the difference? Oh, the line leader, I guess.
Yeah, right? Like the hall monitor is a nerd. The line leader is like the leader of men.
Yeah,
And
I
women.
actually was given one of those like hall monitor things when I was in the fourth grade. But I was like the most crooked person. I would let all my friends do whatever they want, and then the people I didn't like, I'd write them up.
the crooked
Wow.
hall
I was
monitor.
so crooked.
He was like the Al Capone of hall
Yeah, I
monitors.
basically was.
Shaking people down for their nickels and quarters.
That guy's going down in history.
Actually, no, you guys are much younger than me. Give me your debit card, Steven.
Give me your debit card and your iPhone.
Go ahead and just Apple Pay me your payment.
How much money did
You
you
want to
make
go out
as a
for
crooked?
recess or not? You know, like you're just like giving so much power.
I could picture you as that guy, though. I could
Yeah.
picture you as that kid.
Yeah, I can.
I was a kid getting in trouble. So Jericho, yesterday, my son, those of you who don't know this, for the first time got in trouble at school. And he had to come home with like a piece of paper. And it was like, you know, one of these things that they do now. Like I guess whenever you get in trouble, they just give you a piece of paper and your parent has to sign it or whatever. He was supposed to go to detention and didn't know what the hell detention was and didn't go to detention.
Wait, first off, back up. What did he do?
He was talking in class.
That's it?
Yeah.
What was he talking about? Anything in particular?
Knowing my son dinosaurs or sharks.
Oh my God! Tell his teacher to go to hell.
I wanted to so bad.
Jesus Christ.
And like he didn't understand what the hell.
How old's your son?
7.
Ooh, oh my God!
That's
I
what a
can't believe
7-year-old
7-year-old is
does.
talking
Yeah,
out of
like,
turn.
oh my goodness,
He
how
must
dare
have
he
ADD.
talk?
Like,
Yeah.
diagnose him immediately.
Oh, you have no idea how many times that they've been like that. Like, oh, your son has ADD because he talks about sharks.
It's like I think you have ADD.
I was like, I think that's your easy fix. But that's a different story for another time. Like, he had detention. It was the first time he had detention. He didn't go to detention because he had no idea what detention was. And then they were like, yeah, just take this piece of paper home to your parents and let them know that you didn't go to detention. And like, Destiny's upset about it because like, oh my God, he got in trouble. And I'm sitting over here like, it's nothing.
So he's like the school thug now.
He is. He
Wow.
is.
Breaking
He's
all the rules.
talking in
automatically
class.
has street cred.
Yeah.
Much more. He's harder than Nick Cannon right now. If he
Yeah.
dropped a diss track to Eminem, Eminem would respond back in a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Feeding teachers' cars.
Thug life,
Tell him to
Jericho.
leave like a
Thug
picture of a
life.
shark on a car, like his calling card.
Like Mackie, she has those little stickers for the sharks on it.
That's
Like
what I
one of
was
those.
thinking.
Yes, I have 2 of them. I'm gonna give them to Jericho and just be like, throw them on someone's cars, like
Yeah.
on the doors. Just put them on the doors and be like, Jericho was here.
Yeah.
You realize like how much havoc you could create as a 7-year-old? Like if you were a 7-year-old and
Oh, that's
your
the worst.
teacher didn't like you and you walked up to another teacher and let's say make up what's a teacher's a fake Mrs. Smith. Be like, or Mr. Smith. Walk up to any teacher and say something like, Mr. Smith told me he was cheating on his wife. Like everyone, who wouldn't
I
believe
picture
you?
Jericho being that
Who
kid.
wouldn't believe you? Like,
See, I don't picture Jericho being that kid because he has no idea what any of that means.
when he's older.
Oh, like maybe in high school, yeah.
Yeah.
He's such a manipulative little SOB at times. Like, yeah, oh my God, he'll look you right in the eyes and lie to you.
Yeah.
I was like, I had like a tear comes to my eyes. Like, that's my boy.
wouldn't it be funny if
Taught
like,
him well.
if you're just being like a bad father right now and it turns out he's actually talking about his gang, the Sharks?
I mean, if that's the case, then once again, a leader of men and women.
Yeah, that's
I don't want to
fair.
be sexist. Men
It's
and
an
women
argument.
are involved in this gang. Can't just be guys. It can't just be a sausage party.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Exactly.
It's 2019. Come
Yeah,
on.
it's all inclusive. Jericho's gang, the Sharks.
You got to say
Sharks
they.
versus the Jets.
Yes.
Oh
Well,
my
what's that
goodness.
from?
From the old movie. I can't believe I can't remember the movie.
Oh, I thought that was part of the name. Is I
Where they're
can't
in New
believe.
York and there's two gangs and like Maria, whatever. West Side Story.
West Side Story.
It's
I've
an
never seen that movie.
old Broadway playing movie. It's the Sharks and the Jets. It's basically like the Mexicans and the white guys. and like a Mexican falls in love with like a white girl or vice
Yeah.
versa. So
He saved it.
You
He
know.
saved it.
Yeah.
He was about to get benched. He saved
no, but
it.
it is. That's like the
He was
story.
about to get.
I just don't remember like it was the Latino gang and they're like immigrants and they're like suffering in New York versus like the white guys who like don't want them in New York. That's the story.
Yeah.
Man,
And they
I'm sure
fight
we-
it out by dancing against
Yeah.
each other in the streets.
isn't that the best way to fight it out? Just like a dance, like Michael Jackson, just beat it.
There's no better way to fight it off, man. You ask me, right?
Desi's saying Nick Cannon is softer than a melting marshmallow.
Yeah,
Nick Cannon's an
sucks,
idiot.
man. I've never liked. I hated him ever since I was a little kid.
Oh, we're going to talk about that next, coming up here on the Tipping Point with my tipping on Fox Sports 1380.
Is this thing on? Word.
Live from the Fox Sports 1380 studio.
So what? We don't sleep.
It's the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton.
We don't care who sees. So what? We go out.
It is the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton right here on Fox Sports 1380. My dude Joseph Garber hanging out in the studio with us. Marky Mixx about to go out to a pinning ceremony. But before we allow you to leave, I should have mentioned it before because I teased it in like the first segment and just completely forgot about it because we're talking about rub and tugs and my mind is a one-track mind.
Hey, man, that's what we do here on the Tipping Point, right?
No.
No, not that. I was talking about we forget about what we're going to talk about.
I got you, Mark. But we are going to do something for Mark right here on behalf of Fox Sports 1380. Our little guy is graduating.
Yeah.
He's finally becoming an adult, going into the adult world.
Finally,
Are you
right?
scared?
I'm a little bit, but
A little
I'm
bit.
good.
Oh, yeah.
I think should hang in there.
You'll be all right. You got a job.
True. For now.
$10 an hour.
For now, you know. If
Go out there and
Joseph
be
doesn't take my
somebody.
spot here, you know.
Go out there and be somebody, as Joseph says. But what we're going to do for Mark is we're going to have our little party for him. We're going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings on the west side of El Paso. That's going to be 655 Sunland Park, Suite K1. If you don't know, it's the only building that's going to have a big-ass buffalo on it with wings. Buffalo Wild Wings, you know where it's at. They're going to have happy hour during that time as well. So you come, you hang out with us. They might have a food special for us, specifically for the people that are coming to see Marquee Mixx as well. The show's going to be live out there. We're going to be giving stuff away, including like gift certificates and stuff for Buffalo Wild Wings. So people that come on out there. Actually, as a matter of fact, I was talking with the GM yesterday. The first people that show up, they get themselves a free drink on me.
Whoa, watch out.
Look at that. So
Yeah, because it's going to be during happy hour, right?
it is going to be during happy hour. Why do you got to bring that up, man? Like I'm some sort of cheap guy? Like,
I have to, man. It's happy hour.
I should have done this earlier because he told me like if I had given him a 15-day notice, they could have had like a drink special specifically for us. So you might want to fail just so we can do this again in May.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe it could be Joseph's going away party
Probably. I don't know.
as he goes back
I
to
might
medical
want to
school.
Yeah,
fail.
definitely.
I mean, based on what he's told me so far about my recent paper or my last paper, I guess I am.
No wonder you were stressing about it. You got 2 more finals next week.
Yeah,
we
man.
remember that. But yeah, Mark, our dude, he's going to be graduating. So this Friday, as a matter of fact, go out over to Buffalo Wild Wings with us right here on the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. We're going to be having ourselves a good old time. I'm going to have giveaways, my own personal stash of stuff that I'm going to be giving away too. Nothing terrible. Just things that are, get your mind in the right places.
Yeah. Cool, man. Big congratulations to everyone out there graduating this weekend. We got nursing majors, we got liberal arts majors like myself. We got engineering majors. We got a whole bunch of people graduating this weekend.
There's
Big
a lot of people
congratulations.
at the Paul L. Foster School of Medicine taking shelf exams this next week. Some of them are actually listening
Congratulations.
right now.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
Well, thank you for those of you listening to the Paul L. Foster School of Medicine.
Their names are always like Indian names, like Brenda. It's a one girl that I know. She's a nice kid. But it's not Brenda. It's Brinda.
Oh, Brenda.
Yeah.
That's a traditional Indian name, Brenda.
Is it?
I don't know. Dude,
Wait,
really?
isn't your kid name something Indian? Yeah.
Well, Jinder is, yes.
Yeah, your kid is named Jinder. What do you? Why?
Because it means triumphant.
Oh,
We almost lost him twice. That's why.
oh.
You jerk. I bet you feel bad now,
All
don't
right,
you?
Yeah.
why do you got to throw that in?
You're the one. You asked why. I give you the
my
answer.
God.
Bench himself.
Good God.
But Mark, thank you for joining us. I know you came in today. You got a pinning ceremony that you're going to be at. You want to give whoever that is a shout out?
Yeah, my cousin Brianna and her boyfriend Andrew, they're gonna be getting their pinning done right now, and along with 94 other nursing students out there, so should be fun. Oh, and it's Andrew's birthday today as well. It's Andrew's birthday and my grandfather's birthday, turning
Wait, Andrew
81.
Well, Andrew, his cousin.
Andrew, my cousin.
Not our Andrew.
Yeah.
No, not our Andrew. Not Andrew J.
Not
Polk.
our Andrew.
Oh, okay, never
No,
mind.
not that guy. I don't know when his birthday is. Well, congrats to them. Congrats to you as well. I know you said you wanted to take off. I don't know if you want to spend the next 4 minutes here or not before we go to our break.
Let's do
you
it,
might
man.
as well, because that'd be
Yeah.
kind of weird if you just walk off with 4 minutes left.
Exactly.
This effing guy.
Let's finish it.
All right. Let's talk about some sports. Yesterday, 100 points scored by a dude at Wayland Baptist University. I don't know if you know this or not. That's where my parents met. I went there for my very first semester of college, was Wayland Baptist University.
Really?
Yes, it was a terrible experience because I'm not the type of guy to wake up and go to church. So every Wednesday, too. Like, if you had a class before 10 o'clock, you had to go to church. Every Wednesday. It was terrible.
Really?
But he scored 100 points.
Okay.
Took 89 total shots, 27 free throws, and 62 shots. Is that impressive?
That, I mean, I don't know if you break it down in percentage wise, what is that, like
Like 50?
50%? I mean, I
Yeah.
guess you could say it's decent, but be able to score 100 points, how bad would that defense had to have been in order for him to score 100 points?
And Mike Rivera was upset about it, too. He's like, oh, well, it seemed like every play was just give this guy the ball and let him score. If he's hot, give him the ball. Until they stop it, give him the ball. Like that, we're taught that in sports.
Give him the ball.
Yes. Like,
Give LeBron the ball. Give
Exactly.
Will Smith the ball.
but this guy is actually the younger brother of a guy that was at Texas Tech, Culliver, who got drafted by the Minnesota Timberwolves, number 6 overall.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's some good basketball genes. And it makes me wonder, why the hell is he at Wayland Baptist University if he could get buckets like that?
Should be playing for that's not a D1 squad, I assume, right? Or
It's like
is-
it's a NIAA or something like that. It's like D3's
that's
little
like
cousin.
D1 caliber right there, man. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you could score 100 points at any level, you're pretty damn good
Yeah.
because it takes a lot to get buckets. I mean, I could score 100 points on you in a heartbeat.
Really?
Oh,
What
yeah.
happened to that challenge with Steve Kaplowitz and your other friend?
He and I were actually talking about that, and we might be working something out. He and I are going to lunch tomorrow. So we might be working something out. We'll either
Let's
have it
do
at the
it.
Paul L. Foster Center or we might have it at the Haskins Center.
Let's do it,
See
man.
if we can get some cameras out there. Get Joseph out there, too. I bet you Joseph can ball.
No, I'm not much of an athlete.
That's why,
I'd like
he
to
was
say
the hall
lie.
monitor.
Yeah, I'd like to see
Yeah,
him
what
like
are you
play
kidding
ball.
me? What hall monitor do you know that is also doubles as a good basketball player?
You.
Oh, please.
If there was a sport, like, you didn't do any sports?
Debate. I told you. We discussed this earlier. I was on the
We were
debate
debating
team.
this earlier.
Esports,
I
right?
did
Esports.
extemporaneous speaking, cross-examination. I mattered. I was a big deal. All right.
He was like, I was
mattered.
one of the greatest esports gurus of all
It
time.
wasn't that cool.
Have you been able to get revenge on the 7-year-old that killed you the other day? Was it Modern Warfare?
No, yeah, Modern Warfare. No, I can never find him.
Are you actively
He hasn't
looking
been
for him?
online. Apparently, he's busier than me.
How sad. He's busier than me.
He's like, I remembered the name. I'm searching for him
Yeah,
for
bro.
weeks on end. He dropped a hard F on you too, and it's like it's the hardest of Fs. Like that is
It's
hardcore.
not even the F that you're thinking about. It's another F.
Like Jericho wouldn't even say that word, and he's a gang leader.
Meanwhile, your son's being persecuted.
Right? How does that? That's how corporate America works, right?
Corporate.
Any corporate, because we had that discussion like 2 weeks ago. How I don't want to get into it. We might have some of our colleagues listening. I'd rather discuss this off the air.
I was say I don't know what it is, so you're gonna have to tell me off the air. I have no idea what the hell you're talking
I don't
about.
either.
I also
He'll enlighten us.
I'll say things and like forget about it, and then like people will rehash it up. Be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that thing
That
I said
time,
that one time. People on Twitter, man, they're the worst.
Why?
Because I'll say something like 5 years ago, and they're like, "Oh, remember that time you said that the Dallas Cowboys would beat blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
It's like it was 5 years ago, nerd. Get the hell over it.
Get over it.
I also used to drop like a lot of like rap lyrics on there, and people thought that I was being real. So I was like, okay, well, I can't put rap lyrics up anymore because apparently that's too gangster. Now I know where Jericho gets it from. It's me.
Probably.
It's all my fault.
He gets the Sakura side of you.
I've set my child up for a life of crime.
Has he cursed yet? Has he ever cursed?
He dropped the F-bomb once because we were going like we were at the house and we are going over like the sounds that letters make, and it was like A, Apple, stuff like that, right? And it was F. And he was like, "Fuh." I was like, "What the hell, boy?"
Did you ask him, where'd you hear that? And he was like, from you, Dad.
Basically,
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
didn't even have to ask him. I knew it came from me.
Yeah.
Dropped like the hard Fs. He said a few of them, but he hasn't said them in like the last couple of years. I think he understands the value or devalue of these words and how they can get him in some trouble.
Yeah.
Because he sees his dad, and his dad can't say them on the radio, so I think he realizes that, hey, Dad doesn't say it at work. I can't say it either.
Yeah, whatever
Maybe.
you can't say on FM radio, don't say it. Remember?
Oh, yeah, they told me that, like, whatever you can't say on FM radio, this is AM.
There's a lot more lenience on the AM side.
The look of horror in their face whenever I said that.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was hilarious when we had that conversation.
The Odd Couple is coming up next right here on Fox Sports 1380. Tomorrow we might talk about sports.